All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at how designers are basically bending the rules of reality. We're talking screens that literally grow on command and buildings made from, well, air. We've got four big ideas that are more than just cool concepts. They're actually changing how we interact with tech, with objects, and even with the cities we live in. So let's get into it. I know. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But these ideas are becoming real and fast. We're going to see how designers are making our gadgets more adaptive, our physical stuff more meaningful, and our cities, believe it or not, a whole lot easier to build. So first up, let's talk about a trend that's kind of wild because it looks both backwards and forwards at the same time. I'm talking about the comeback of retro tech. But this isn't about digging up your old Walkman. No, this is a total reinvention. Yep, you heard me right. The CD player. In a world where you can stream literally any song, anytime, why on earth would anyone go back to a physical disc? Well, the answer, as it turns out, has everything to do with design and wanting a real experience with our music. And this is the key difference right here. The old tech we remember, it was often clunky, plasticky, and just functional. This new wave of retro gear is the complete opposite. We're talking beautiful, high-design objects. They're made with premium materials that just feel good to touch. It really taps into that desire for something tangible, something real, in a world that's gone almost completely digital. And these two products are just perfect examples. So you've got the clear frame CD player. It's designed to make the album art the star of the show. Your music becomes this piece of visual art. Then there's the Mini-Yacht turntable. Get this, it doesn't use a needle. It uses light to read the vinyl grooves. That is some serious engineering for amazing sound. See, these aren't just gadgets anymore. They're statement pieces. Okay, so from bringing back old physical things, let's jump to making our new digital things way more physically dynamic. What if your screen wasn't just one fixed size? So meet the ThinkBook Plus Gen 6 Rollable. This is a laptop that honestly feels like it's from 10 years in the future. At first glance, it looks pretty standard, but it's got a seriously cool trick up its sleeve. And here is where the magic happens. You start with a totally normal-looking laptop screen, but you push a button, some hidden motors kick in, and the screen just smoothly expands. It unrolls upwards, turning a standard 13-inch screen into this super tall display. It's seamless, and honestly, it's mesmerizing to watch. So, why is this a big deal? Well, if you're a coder, a writer, or you just work with long documents, all that extra vertical space is an absolute game changer. You scroll way less, you see more of your work at once. It's like having a big desktop monitor you can just fold up and carry anywhere. This is technology finally adapting to us, instead of us having to adapt to it. All right, from screens that change their shape, let's talk about tech that could change our whole point of view. Literally. We're talking about the next step for AI, taking it out of our phones and putting it right in front of our eyes. This here is a design concept from Microsoft's Copilot wearables. Now, smart glasses aren't totally new. You probably remember Google Glass. But this concept feels different. It seems more integrated, way smarter, and let's be honest, a lot more stylish. This quote really just nails the whole idea. It's not about you barking commands at a voice assistant. It's about having this layer of smart, helpful information overlaid right on top of your world. Can you imagine? You look at a building and instantly see its history, or you look at a menu in another language and just see the translation right there. And this brings up a huge question. Is this where it's all going? An AI that doesn't just wait for you to ask a question, but one that actively helps you see and understand everything around you in a brand new way? The possibilities are pretty wild to think about. Okay, for our last story, we're zooming way out. We're going from personal tech to something that's literally on a city-sized scale. What if the next huge building wasn't made of steel and concrete, but was just inflated, like a giant bubble? And listen, this isn't some fantasy drawing, it's already happening. In the city of Jinan, China, this thing that looks like a giant soap bubble is actually the world's largest inflatable construction membrane. It's a completely new way to even think about what a building site is. So let's break down why this is such a revolution. First off, speed. Compared to a regular construction site, this method is so much faster. It's also way cheaper, since it cuts down on materials and labor. And maybe the most important part, it's much better for the environment. It creates this controlled space that cuts down on all the dust and noise pollution. So what does this all mean?
It means we might have a way to completely revolutionize how we build our cities. It's a method that is faster, more affordable, and way more sustainable. And those are three things our cities desperately, desperately need.
So, okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Premium retro CD players, rollable laptops, AI glasses, and giant construction bubbles. They all seem so different, right? But there's actually a common thread, a big idea, that connects all of them. Here's the takeaway. The retro tech trend, it shows us that we still crave real, tangible things we can hold. The rollable screens, they prove our technology is finally starting to become truly flexible and adaptive to what we need. AI wearables suggest that intelligence isn't something we just have in our pocket anymore. It's becoming the lens through which we see the world. And inflatable buildings show that even our biggest, oldest industries can get lighter, faster, and a whole lot smarter. Every single one of these designs points to a future that's more tactile, more adaptive, and more intelligent. So the only question left for you is, which one of these futures are you most excited to see happen first? Because ideas like these show us the future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we design. Thanks for watching.